Episode begins with Misty bringing Ash and Brock to Route 12, saying that there's been recent reports of the Fishing King being there, and she really wants to battle him. Ash asks who the Fishing King is, and Misty explains that he's the best fish, one of, if not the best fisherman in the world, and Misty has always looked up to him. They go to Route 12, and eventually Misty is able to find Fishing King. Misty and Fishing King talk for a while about fishing, water Pokemon, etc. And Misty finally brings up the question and asks if she could battle the Fishing King. The Fishing King thinks for a moment and decides to accept the battle. So they begin the battle with the Fishing King sending out his Sea King while Misty sends out her Psyduck. And at first, Psyduck is losing, and like usual, it turns into its psychic form or something, and it's ultimately able to defeat Sea King with confusion. Now, when Kingler came out, Kingler is actually surprisingly able to take out Psyduck using Bubble Beam and Crab Hammer and multiple other moves. This surprises Misty, and she brings out her next Pokemon, naming her Horsey. Horsey is able to do some damage with Bubble Beam and some other moves. However, the Fishing King decides to swap out Kingler for now, and opts for his Dratini. Dratini caught Misty by surprise. It's a very rare Pokemon, and by fishing standards, it's one of the rarest Pokemon that you can find. So they begin battling with Dratini using some Dragon Rages. That's when Misty finds out that Dratini is actually a rather new addition to the Fishing King's team. It's still relatively young, so Misty is able to get the upper hand using Ice Beam and other Ice Beam, which is able to greatly damage Dratini. Finally, Dratini uses Dragon Rage while Horsey uses Ice Beam. Both moves collide, and ultimately it ends in a double knockout. Misty then sends out a Starmie while the Fishing King sends back out Kingler. They battle while with Misty using Rapid Spin to boost its speed and boosts Starmie speed and some other moves before bringing out a trump card, that being Thunderbolt, which she learned from Ash a while ago. Thunderbolt is able to take out Kingler in the end. Finally, the Fishing King sends out his ace, the first ever Pokemon he ever fished out, and the strongest one, Gyarados. Once Gyarados pops on the scene, Misty is seen visibly shaking. Ash and Brock are a bit worried, wondering why Misty's shaking so much, and the Fishing King also picks up on this, asking Misty about it. Misty then explains that as a kid, she was once nearly eaten by Gyarados, which references Pokemon Chronicles episode, and so she is terrified of Gyarados. Fishing King nods after hearing this, says that the best way to overcome her fear is to face it head on, and so sends Gyarados to charge into battle. Misty tries to use Thunderbolt, knowing its quad super effective move. However, it barely does anything with Gyarados, since Gyarados is so much stronger than Starmie. With a single Hydro Pump, it's able to take out Starmie. Misty is now backed into a corner. Her main tree members have fallen, and her last Pokemon, well, it's Magikarp. So it's a lot more difficult for Misty. The Fishing King tries to end this as quick as possible, charging up a massive Dragon Rage, planning on taking out Magikarp. However, Magikarp is somehow able to dodge the attack, and tries to use Splash and Flail on Gyarados. But Gyarados just shakes off Magikarp. This ends up awakening something inside of Magikarp, though, as it evolves into Gyarados as well. Misty is pretty scared of her new Gyarados. However, the new Gyarados looks at Misty, and Misty notes that it's still her Magikarp there. It's not Berserk or anything like Ash's Nidoking. No, it's still her Magikarp, and if her Magikarp is willing to fight for her, she has to be willing to fight with it as well. And so Misty's Gyarados begins to fight Fishing King's Gyarados. Eventually, with a Hydro Pump, it is able to take out the Fishing King's Gyarados. The Fishing King compliments Misty on her battle skills, and decides to award her with something, giving her the Super Rod, which makes Misty very happy, as Super Rod is one of the best rods in the world. Eventually, she bids farewell with the fishing master. In the next episode, Ash and the gang end up meeting a Snorlax blocking the road of Route 12. So the episode will mostly be just antics of Ash and the gang trying to wake up Snorlax. And even Team Rocket will join in and try to use their own tactics to wake up Snorlax as well. However, this commotion ends up bringing Mr. Fuji over, who asks what they're doing. Ash says they're trying to wake up Snorlax, and Mr. Fuji asks why haven't they just tried to use the Pokéflute that he gave Ash. And Ash says that he actually doesn't really know what the Pokéflute does. And that's when Mr. Fuji realizes that he never told Ash what the Pokéflute does. He tells Ash that the Pokéflute actually wakes up sleeping Pokemon. So after he teaches Ash how to use it, Ash uses the Pokéflute to wake up sleeping Snorlax. While everyone is cheering about that Snorlax finally waking up, Team Rocket uses this opportunity to capture Pikachu. However, Snorlax, since it just woke up, it's pretty hungry and sees Team Rocket's food, so it tries to attack them with Body Slam, which ends up just sending the blasting off and freeing Pikachu. However, Snorlax is currently making its way towards Lavender Town, which will end up hurting the people there. So Ash decides to battle Snorlax using Pikachu. The two of them battle it out for a while, and Pikachu is eventually able to whittle it down for Ash to throw Ultra Ball and capture the Snorlax. The group cheer that Ash has gotten a new Pokemon, and Ash sends Snorlax back to Professor Oak, and Professor Oak is able to give Snorlax enough food. Finally, they make it back to Celadon City, with Ash wanting to challenge the Celadon Gym. Now, this part will mostly stay the same, with Ash still going in, making fun of the perfume, getting his ass handed to him, and then getting denied at the gym. So Jessie and James, being the very kind people they are, offer to dress Ash up as a girl. Only this time, they don't have a scheme going on. They just want to make fun of Ash. So they give Ash a girly costume. Ash cringes at this, but anything for a gym badge at this point. He goes in, gets his ass handed. He only gets his ass handed to him, and Erica finds out he's a dude. But Ash just refuses to leave and says that he wants a gym battle. And Erica finally decides, fuck it, just let the kid battle. So, they engage in battle, with it being a 3-on-3 battle. Ash sends out his Bulbasaur first, while Erica sends out Tangela. Bulbasaur is able to get the upper hand and ultimately defeats Tangela. Erica says that he's raced Bulbasaur well, but her next Pokemon will take it down, that being a Victory Bell. Bulbasaur has a lot of difficulty with this one, considering the fact that Victory Bell resists all of its moves. And eventually, Bulbasaur ends up getting caught inside Victory Bell's mouth, which ends up suffocating it and defeating it. Ash thanks Bulbasaur for his hard battle, and decides to send up Butterfree next. Butterfree is a lot faster than Victory Bell, and thus Victory Bell isn't able to hit it much. And with a massive Gust attack, it's able to take out Victory Bell in the end. Erica sends out her last Pokemon, that being Vileplume. Butterfree was doing pretty well until Vileplume uses its Giga Drain taking most of Butterfree's health away while restoring Vileplume's own health. It's a tricky move, and Butterfree goes down because of it. Ash is now once again back into the corner, but he decides to send out his final Pokemon, that being his Charmeleon. Charmeleon is actually able to match up with Vileplume pretty well. While Giga Drain does drain Charmeleon's HP, Charmeleon does more than enough damage back. Eventually, it's able to use a Seismic Toss, greatly damaging Vileplume. However, Vileplume still has just enough strength in it to unleash a Solar Beam, and Charmeleon counters it with its own Flamethrower. They battle it out with Flamethrower and Solar Beam clashing. However, ultimately, Flamethrower is able to win out and defeat Vileplume, giving Ash the victory. Erica congratulates Ash and gives him the Rainbow Badge, and also tells him to not make fun of girly things in the future, which Ash laughs it off and apologizes for making fun of perfume. Then the next episode will be the Susie episode with Brock. It'll mostly say the same except one thing. Vulpix will be a Ditto, because Brock is a Pokemon breeder, and while I do like Vulpix, and Vulpix is a pretty good Pokemon for him, Ditto is literally the fuck Pokemon for breeders. So yeah, Ditto fits better. So Brock ends up. So at the end of the episode, Susie will still end up giving Brock her Pokemon, but this time it'll just be a Ditto. And thus, this will conclude Season 1 of the Kanto Journeys for now. And also, I have a schedule update for now. So I have my final exams coming up soon. So for the entire month of May, I'll be taking a break. It's likely that I'll return near the end of May or during the beginning of June. So I thank you for your patience, and if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please remember to hit the subscribe button. Thank you.